good company.
Hi,
Hi,
Pam.
Shabbat
I
shalom.
haven't seen Yona in forever.
Isn't it fun to see him? We're
Meg,
ready for you
did
to
that
cook
freak
too.
you out when I texted you a picture of myself with a bird?
I was a little confused, but it made me happy when I realized
Okay.
what
I just want you guys to know that I found a picture of myself with the cockatoos still from years back, and I randomly, creepily texted it to Meg.
Well,
Is it
Shabbat
yours
Shalom,
or did you
everyone.
find it?
I know we're about to go live and we're
Steven.
about to gather. So I think that we'll go on mute for all of us so that Rabbi Gelman can give us a few directions.
Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We're so happy everyone is here. We actually have a whole nother room of people, our kindergarten and junior kindergarten friends. So they should be hopping back in here in just a moment, hopefully. And it is, while we're waiting on them, just a reminder that we're going to have now, we're going to have live auto transcription at the bottom there. You can always turn that off by hitting the live transcript button on your screen at the bottom there. And Lori Curtis is going to put in the chat in just a moment how to use the prayer book online. And
We love you, Lori, and thank you.
Yay! And one of the best tips is if you want to just jump to a page, at the bottom there's a little bar there, and you just click on the number, you type in the number of the page we're on, say page 120, and it'll bring you right to the Shabbat blessings. But we'll give you a real test, because we're going to start today on page 647.
Yeah. Can you imagine if there were that many commandments? 647. That feels like it would just be too much.
Yeah, that little bit's extra.
So at the bottom, for a little strength, for a little might, for a little salvation, Oziva Zimra, yeah. Oziva Zimrat ya, Vayehi Lishua. Oziva Zimrat ya, Vayehi Lishua. Now, I know that for many of us, we've been talking all day. We've possibly been on Zoom all day. And so you think that you're warmed up. You think that your voice is warmed up, that your soul is warmed up, but it's not. There's more to ignite. So join me and feel yourselves getting into Sabbath. Oh, Ziva Zimratia. Oh, I see Daniel Roth getting ready with those candles. Daniel, you sit tight. I'm getting very excited. Abby, we're not calling on you yet. I just got excited. That's all. Oh, Ziva Zimratya, Vayehi Lishua. Oh, Ziva Zimratya, Vayehi Lishua.
How wonderful it is to be together. Oh, and when we come together, Oziva Zimrat Yah, we come together in song, really making our spaces full of absolute beauty. And more than that, we also bring in the light of Shabbat the light that each and every one of us brings, but we also add our 2 Shabbat candles of Shamor v'Zachor. You will remember and you will do, as we honor our friends Abby, Roth, and Daniel, who are going to light our Shabbat candles this evening, and we'll give them the ability to unmute. That'll be important. And there we go. There we go. As we are going to turn to page 120 for the lighting of our Shabbat candles.
Can I do it? Okay, ready? Do it. Oh, can I help you? Wait, let me help you. Do it with me. Ready? Go around 3 times. Ready? And cover your eyes. Ready? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'halifnei shel Shabbat.
Amen. Daniel, you made me so proud. Abby, thank you so much. That was beautiful.
Thanks, y'all, for helping us bring in the Shabbat light. Absolutely wonderful. We are also going to honor this moment and the sweetness of this moment by inviting up Helena Solomon. Now, one of my things that I got so quickly to learn about Helena was I was starting leading Makom when I started here about 4 years ago, and like very early on, a 20-something-year-old comes in and goes, you know, I went to Ghana here, and my teacher was Helena Solomon. I was like, oh, wow. That's how I learned how much of an impact you have had over this community through your love of all of our littlest ones. Thank you, Helena, for also bringing in the sweetness and holiness of Shabbat as we are on page 123 for Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Amen. Is the cantor gonna help me with all the
Yes, of course. Helena, we're partners. You ready? Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu b'shabbat kosho v'ahava uvratzon
התחילנו זיכרון למעשה בראשית, הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים. בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחילנו. ברוך אתה אדוני
Kadesh.
השבת.
Amen.
What an honor to say
Oh
this
my
to
God,
all
Helena.
of you.
Oh,
So
come
that-
back every week and do it with me. Lena,
Mwah.
listen, you're a superhero in our family too, and especially with my son. We love you so much and cherish you.
And I love you. And I cherish you.
Thank
you,
you, Elena. Thank you for all you do, for our whole community. Thanks. We are also joined by not only a bunch of our kindergartners and our junior kindergartners, but they made a movie, a video of singing a song to help us get in that Shabbat spirit. I think Jay Rappaport's going to play that for us.
Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, hey! Shabbat shalom, hey! Shabbat, Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, hey! Shabbat shalom, hey! Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom.
Beautiful. Thank you to our kindergartners and junior kindergartners. Oh, we are so happy that you're here celebrating Shabbat with us. That was wonderful. I'm glad you all got to see yourselves in there. Now, I have a story for you. And this story, especially for our JKK friends, but also for everyone, as this is a story about being useful but with others. So imagine a jungle, a really dense jungle. And in the jungle, you can hear the sound of laughter and merriment and playing together, especially the sounds of a monkey and an elephant. You see, this monkey and this elephant were best friends. They grew up together. They went all through junior kindergarten and kindergarten, all through Hebrew school, all the way through. They spent so much time together. They had 1,000 inside jokes, and they had so much fun together. Well, one day, when they were about in like 5th grade or so, they got into an argument. They were trying to figure out which one of us is better. The elephant said, "I'm big and strong and can just brah, brah, brah through the whole jungle." The monkey said, "I'm small and I'm quick and I can just swing from branch to branch." The elephant said, "But I have a huge trunk that I can lift heavy things with." The monkey said, "And I have a tail that holds me up and lets me swing around." And the elephant said, "But I'm big and tall. I could see for miles." And the monkey said, "Ha, but I can swing all the way to the top of the trees where I can see even higher than you can, elephant." They went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth trying to figure out which one is better. So they went to the wise old owl. Of course, this is who we go to find out all of the biggest questions we have in life. They asked the owl, "Can you please help us figure out who is better?" The wise old owl said, "I'll give you your answer only if you accept a challenge." The owl pointed across a river and said, "You see that big tree over there? At the very top of that tree is a golden fruit. Whoever can get that fruit and bring it back to me, then we'll find out our answer." So the monkey and the elephant, they set off. The elephant, boom, 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 all the way through the jungle. And the monkey, maybe a little bit slower, but he's swinging tree to tree to tree. the elephant gets to the water first, jumps in and starts walking across the water. He almost makes it to the other side when he looks back and sees the monkey. She is getting a little caught up in the river. The water's moving too fast, and the elephant looks back, and the elephant's a little worried. So the elephant goes back, puts the monkey on his back, and they start to walk through the water together. And they even have a good laugh on their way about how fun it is to have the monkey on its back. Well, they get over to the other side and they walk right up to the tree. They study it for a moment and figure out, how am I gonna get that golden fruit up there? The elephant wraps his giant trunk around the tree and tries to move the whole tree, tries to move it, but with all of those roots, that tree is stuck in the ground. The monkey looks, goes, got this, jumps onto the elephant's back, and she jumps and runs all the way up to the top of the tree, grabs that golden fruit and comes back down. Well, they go to make it back across the river, and of course the monkey, she jumps on the back of the elephant so that they can get across the river. And they meet up with the wise old owl again, and they say, we got it. We got the golden fruit. Well, the wise owl looks at them and goes, who? Who brought the golden fruit? Well, they look at each other. I guess we both did. The monkey says, there's no way I could have gotten across the river without the elephant. And the elephant says, there is no way I could have gotten all the way up to the fruit without the monkey. So the owl says, so you wondered who is most important? Who's better than the other? Neither. Neither of you are better, because you two working together is better than anything else. So friends, as we go on into the rest of our service, as we continue with our singing and our prayers, I want you to think of a time when you thought that you were going to be the most useful, but then you found out that working together with someone else, that was going to be the best thing of all. Shabbat Shalom, friends.
Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi. Thank you so much. So as I begin to welcome in our Sabbath bride, I hope that you'll join me in spirit, however you rise. Rabbi Singer, so happy you're by my side. I feel you virtually by my side. So on page 138, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah Shamor B'Zachor B'Ribur Echad Hishmianu El HaMiuchad Adonai Echad U'Shmo Echad L'Shemo Tiferet B'li Tila Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah Likrat Shabbat Lechu v'necha Ki hi mekor habracha Merosh mikedem nesucha Sof ma'aseh v'machashem שבת תחילה לחדוני לקראת קלה פני שבת קבלה לחדוני לקראת קלה פני שבת קבלה התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, אורי אורי, שתדברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה, לך אדוני, לקראת קלה פני שבת קבלה לך אדוני לקראת קלה פני שבת קבלה. We rise, we welcome in the Sabbath, and we rise however we rise. You're gonna notice I'm still sitting down, but I'm with you. בואי בשלום, עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובתולה. תוך אמוני המשגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי, לקראת קלה פני שבת קבלה לך אדוני לקראת קלה פני שבת וקבלה.
You, Cantor. I feel so uplifted and energized by your voice and presence. So that was beautiful. The Siddur on page 145 reminds us that entrances to holiness are everywhere. The possibility of ascent is all the time, even at unlikely times and through unlikely places. There is no place on earth without presence, without meaning, without compassion, without love. We turn to the Baruch Hu on page 146. We stay standing or rise in body or in spirit.
Lai 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 join me, lai 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 lai. Baruchu et Adonai We continue on 152 with a watchword of our faith. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shekelu Mahuto Leolam Vaed. You may be seated and join me on page 154 as we continue with V'ahavta. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha v'chol meodecha v'ayu advarim ha'ela asher anochi mitzavcha yom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוכבך וקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו תותפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Emet. Tomorrow, I believe, is the beginning, the first of Nisan, which is the month of Passover, and which is the season where we try to embody freedom, the idea of freedom in every possible way. We try to act it out, we try to eat it, we try to lie down, we try to dance. Everything we do is about really fulfilling and embodying the idea of what does it mean to be free. And in doing so, we're trying to step one foot a little bit at a time towards a world that contains more freedom in it. And so get ready for talking a lot about freedom and singing about it and praying about it over the next few weeks as Passover comes closer. But for now, we'll start with Mi Chamocha on page 158.
This particular Karl Bach nigun, it's utilized in many different ways. It's also utilized with Shirul Adonai when we begin services. If you've become B'nai Mitzvah at Temple Sholom, you've heard this before if your child has. I like to infuse this into our community because it's home for some people, but I never get to do it on a Friday night. It's also part of Hakafah when we dance around with the Torah. So we can do it with Mi Chamocha. That's right, rabbis. You thought you escaped it this weekend because we didn't have any B'nai Mitzvah services. But no, it's never going away. Lai, 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 Bailim Adonai, mi kamocha, neder b'kodesh, nora tehilot, osefele, nora tehilot, osefele, malchutecha ra'u banecha, bokeh hayam b'fnei Moshe u'Miriam, Zeili, hanu ve'amru, Adonai lo le'olam va lai 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 lai
turn to Hashkivenu, our prayer for peace and protection on page 160.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Ushmor tzeitenu, uvoenu, lechaim ushalom, be'ata v'yad olam. I can hear you. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim.
I'm willing to bet that many of us had a moment this week where someone said something that made us immediately close ourselves off, or shut down, or dig our heels in, or respond reactively. And the opening of the Amidah is a prayer to help us try to work on coming away from that and doing the opposite of, sometimes it happens. Sometimes somebody says the wrong thing. But the Amidah is a prayer for openness of heart, and saying, let me be open to all different kinds of circumstances, all different kinds of people. Let me have greater understanding. So we rise on page 164 for the Amidah.
Lai, 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 lai. 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 Adonai, sifatai tivta, ufi agid, tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu belohei avotenu b'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, V'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, U'Mevi Gula Livnei B'neihem, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר מושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומידו מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. Baruch atah Adonai mechaye hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kdoshim b'chol yom yehallelu chasela. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
Take a moment for silent prayer and introspection. And when you're done, you can be seated.
Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, V'goali, V'goali. May the words of our mouths and the meditations of our hearts be acceptable to God, to each other, to ourselves. So join me in these words. I believe we are on page 180, if my memory serves me correct. Yehiyu leratzon imreifi v'hegyon libi lifanecha. Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, V'goali, V'goali.
In this week's Torah portion, it's Vayakhel and Pekudei. And in it, we have the conclusion of the building of the tabernacle, this holy place in which God will dwell with the people. And we hear that Moses blesses all the people. But the Torah doesn't tell us what Moses says. So Rashi, a later commentator, uses his imagination and thinks, what do the people need to hear right now? And Rashi says that what Moses said to them, to the Israelites, when they finished completing the tabernacle, that Rashi said, that Moses said, may the Shekhinah, may the divine presence rest in the work of your hands. May God's presence dwell in the work of your hands. And I know that for many of us, when we're in need of healing, we pray that those people who are going to do surgery on us, who are going to make sure that we're cared for in a hospital. Make sure that we have good people near our bedsides or people just making a phone call. That God's presence then dwells in their hands. And so we pray tonight for those doctors and nurses and caretakers and friends and families who know others who are in need of healing. May God's presence dwell in the work of your hands. And for those of us who are in need of healing, may we feel that God's presence, the divine presence, still works in this world through the goodness of others and through the work that we do together. So if you are in need of healing, or there's someone you know who's in need of healing, I invite you to write their name in the chat or to unmute and say their names aloud.
Ruth Wolf.
Petranto.
Ruben Koczaraszewski, Carlos Tavares, Salma.
Kathy Dorothy. Wally Windsor.
Carol Lawrence.
We also
Gary Silber.
Stephen Tatiner.
Tatiner.
We're also holding in our hearts and in our hands Rochelle Baddock, Jonathan Spitz, Elaine Baddock, Jack, Donna, and Doris Spiegler, Cooper Sartell, Stan Gross, Beverly and Cynthia Gibbons, Sarah Golub, June Ryans, Afaf and Millie, James Amick and Matthew Lamp, Bunny Snyder and Justin Brewer, Aaron Buscard and Flo Bernberg, Avner Drucker, Dee Dee Cohn, Laura Cortez, the Martin family, Roz Moss in Jerusalem, Barb Franch, Amy Lee, Hazel Golden Lee, Ronnie and Marissa Green, Suzanne Cohn, and Rabbi Ellen Weinberg Dreyfus. We turn now to page 374 as we sing 371 and sing the words of Misha Berach.
Misha Berach Avotenu Makor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misha Beirach Imotenu Makor HaBracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
We have a bunch of really exciting things coming up this week in the Temple Sholom universe. And I think Rabbi Khan.
Sure, we're excited for this Sunday because coming up this Sunday, we have a great speaker at Adult Education. So on Sunday morning, will somebody remind me the time? When is it that Roberta Quall will be with us on
10:45.
She'll be here at 10:45. She has written this extraordinary book called Remix Judaism, and she's going to talk about specifically Tikkun Olam and how it fits into Remix Judaism. And what she's talking about is how is it that we continue to look back in our traditions, remix them, mix them up for today to make sure that they are relevant and speak directly to us for what we need these days. So Roberta Quall will be with us again 10:45 on Sunday morning to talk about Tikkun Olam and how it fits into Remix Judaism.
All right, and then after you're done remixing aspects of our beautiful faith for each other, we come together in the IoT Shabbat Happy Hour community on Friday, March 19th at 5 p.m. Does that sound right, my crazy IoTers? There's it's bring your own wine and cheese. We haven't figured out how to squeeze that through our screens yet, but we're working on it, or at least Willy Wonka is. But guys, this is where it's at, this happy hour, so join them, it's virtual. And then there's also going to be that evening IoT Shabbat at 6:15 p.m. Now it says here in big print, it's their turn. And now sometimes I think of it as it's our turn, and sometimes I think of it as it's our time. Jury's out, but I think they both say a lot about you guys. So March 19th, it's all about IoT. It's time or it's a turn. Rabbi Gelman, take it away.
On the other end of the spectrum, if you are in 3rd through 5th grade, all of our 3rd through 5th graders, you are invited to come and hang out and watch a movie together on Zoom. We're all gonna wear like comfy clothes, we're gonna have snacks, and that is happening right after services on March 19th. So next week, right after services, our 3rd and 5th graders are going to watch a movie together.
And if you're not in 3rd through 5th grade, but you are between the ages of 20 and 39, you are welcome to come join us at our virtual Shabbat dinner. Next Shabbat for Makom, we're going to be dividing up into a few small Shabbat dinners, and it's a great opportunity to meet new people, and we may be hand delivering you dinner or helping you order on Grubhub. So please come join us. It's really fun.
Well, and I'll just say that next Friday, our Shabbat services, there's going to be so much going on for celebrating Shabbat, including that you can get ready for the service at 5 o'clock with IoT, or you can just join in the fun with IoT for our service that's going to start at 6:15. We can hardly wait to have so many of our wonderful people from It's Our Turn join us and lead us for a beautiful Shabbat service. We can hardly wait. So now we turn to page 586, to the bottom of that page, as we rise for Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
And this week, as we close the book of Exodus, we say this familiar phrase that we say every time we close a book of the Torah. We say, Chazak, Chazak, and may we be strengthened. And so now, as we turn our thoughts to those who have left this earth, but who have left a mark on our lives, we say about them, Chazak, Chazak, v'nit chazek. They made us strong in the way in which they lived their lives with such purpose. Chazak, they made us strong in the way that they modeled for us how both we want to take our next steps and the roads that maybe we don't want to take. V'nit chasek, and they may their memory always, always strengthen us, strengthen our steps, allow us to reflect on their beautiful memories and be strengthened in that way. So I invite us now to share the names of those whom we are remembering on the Shabbat. Either if you are in the period of Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning, if you're sitting Shiva now, if you are in the 7 days of mourning, or if you're still in Avelut in that 11 months of mourning, or if you're observing a yard site. If there's someone you're remembering on this Shabbat, please share their name.
Dorothy Levy. Eleanor Fish. It's my mother's birthday.
Sheriff Rocco Goodman.
Marvin Kavinsky.
Janie Zolden.
As a congregational community,
I
we
mentioned
are,
it. Are you there?
as a congregational community, we are remembering those who recently passed from this earth. We're remembering Dennis Shapiro, Ted Blyman, Lois Jarvis, and Donald Martin. We also observe the art site on this Shabbat of Constance K. Edelman, Gloria Baskin, Vincent Edwin Chambers, Patricia Gorman Charnay, Evelyn Klonick, Pearl Cohn, Marvin Kavinsky, Ruth Deutsch, Bernard Ellis, Norma Felsenthal, Diva Fluxgold, Samuel G. Fredman, Kenneth Greenbaum, Adele Gross, Hannah Gross, Saul Grossman, Kenneth Hecht, Edward Kramer, Samuel S. Levin, Bennett Levy, Ida Lewis, Faye Lewis, Paul Lippin, Lillian Marimont, Stephen Myrovitz, Julius H. Miner, Tobet Northern, Fanny Pinkovich, Lawrence Ruckman, Amy Kraus Rosenthal, Ruth Rubin, Maurice Saltz, Morris Sapkin, William Scutch, Sheldon Snyder, Hyman Sabaroff, Herbert Stein, Carol Triner Stein, Sam Steffen, Raisa Tunyanskaya, Rick Vernier, Jacqueline Willage, as well as Lester Holzer, Michael Cooper, Miriam Watson, Mary Cecilia Mitchell, John M. Griffith, Venna Faye Seaman, Marty Ross, Jim Koppensteiner, Howard V. Hone, Sandra Gointshore, Don Martin, Phil Ross, Gloria Altschuler, Kenneth Altschuler, Peter Hind, Patricia Gorman, Esther Sowers, Dickie Sowers, Thomas Heapsch, Dr. Marna Mula, Rebecca Luker, and Moshe Dakarkar. Together we turn to page 598 and recite Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish.
Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Bi'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'imiru.
Amen.
Yehei shemei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei d'kurasha.
Grateful.
Le'ela min kol v'chata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechamata. Da'amiran bi'alma v'yimru.
Amen.
Yehi shalom araba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru.
Amen.
Oseh shalom imromav. Huyaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru.
Amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav, huyaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'yimru amen. Amen.
Cantor, I love when we end the service the way we began, especially as Rabbi Singer pointed out that this is Shabbat HaChodesh. This is the Shabbat of all months. This is the Shabbat where we welcome in the month of Nisan, the month of miracles, the month in which we sing this song of Ozi V'Zimrat Yah, because it's the centerpiece in our Song of the Sea, the song that we sang when we got to the other side of freedom, the song that we are going to be singing, I think, at our Seder, either leaning to the side. What did you say, Rabbi Singer? All those ways that we're going to, and then when we're dancing, and in every which way embodying how good it feels to be free. Ozi V'Zimrat Yah, page 647.
Yeah, that sounds right to me. And if it's not, who cares? Just sing. But you know what? Before we sing, it'll give me a little bit of strength and salvation if I just acknowledge our dear lifelong learning, if he's out there or not, or attending to his two amazing kids, Jay Rappaport.
I mean, any chance we can spotlight that amazing human being?
Yeah, Jay, if you're around, I just want to thank you for guiding.
Oh, I mean, that's the way to come
Hi,
on.
Rachel. Hi, Ruthie.
Oh my gosh.
You know what, Jay? This was a Sabbath misstep that I didn't get to hear any of your beautiful music tonight. I think that's not going to happen again at a mishpacha, but I'm happy to see your mishpacha. All right? And Jay, thank you for taking good care of our students and our children. Thank you so much. All right, so now I feel stronger.
Can we also spotlight some of our JKers and Kers who stayed up this late at night? Who can believe this? This is so special.
You never stopped.
Oh my gosh, we love it. All right, I know we're going on a search to see who all we can find. Oh my gosh, but wonderful. Oh, Helena.
Oh,
Helena, this is a late
My
night for
goodness.
you. Thank you for
Oh, no.
opening our service so beautifully.
That was my first teaching
Oh,
job.
really?
All right, here we go. Ozi
Here we
V'Zimrat Yah.
go. We are the strongest, coolest
Guys,
community.
listen. Put your arms up.
V'Zimrat Yah, V'yehi Lishua. Ozi V'Zimrat Yah, V'yehi Lishua. Ozi V'Zimrat Yah, V'yehi Lishua. Ozi V'Zimrat Yah. Oh my God, Esther Fishbein! V'yehi. It's a little bit like seeing the celebrity for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. V'Zimrat Yah. Hey, Jay, Esther, unmute yourselves. Come on, enough already. Okay? Unmute yourselves.
Maybe Rachel too.
Start out. Oh,
Ozi V'Zimrat Yah, V'yehi Yeshua.
all right, Esther, hit it. Oh,
Ozi V'Zimrat Yah, V'yehi
Jay,
Yeshua.
take it. Oh,
Vezimratya Bayahili Yeshua.
Thank you, Ruthie. Ozi Vezimratya Bayahili Yeshua. Daniel, it's bedtime for you.
We can tell. We love you. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom,
everyone.
Thank you, JK and Ken, Helena and Jay and Esther and Ruthie and everybody.